Hi, I'm Effie Spence. I am the creator of the hit docuseries called Motherlands. Hi, I'm Effie Spence. I am a director, actor, writer, dancer, poet, and creator of Motherlands, the docuseries. I always knew I would end up in Hollywood ever since I was a little kid. I remember telling my mom when I was like little that I used to see myself wearing these fuzzy slippers and a fuzzy robe in a house that looked very like a Beverly Hills old-fashioned mansion. So I just kind of had this intrinsic pull to Los Angeles and to this crazy world that we call the film industry. And little did I know that that 4-year-old girl who was obsessed with theater and Mrs. Doubtfire would become somebody who's behind the camera as well. Ironically, I studied film, not acting, so it wasn't that big of a surprise to me when I had the epiphany that, oh, I'm a filmmaker, I love movies. I think one of the best ways into film is with documentary because it is something that just reflects as unbiasedly as possible what life is, and I believe that really beautiful storytelling is a reflection of what life feels like. And so this next project that I'm working on is called Motherlands, and it is something that I'm really deeply passionate about. Motherlands is a series that journeys with each season a different host, the first one starting with myself, returning back to her mother's land, in this case being Greece, and trying to discover what the antidote to the American dream is through the matriarchal lens. So with Motherlands, I will be going back to first my own village that I grew up in as a kid, just as kind of the starting place where I'll be asking these questions, interviewing various women who are skilled at various different things that create this sort of whole cultural identity of Greece, whether it's cooking or homemaking or being an architect or all these different facets of my culture, and trying to gain insight for how we can live a better life. I believe that Motherlands has like a global reach because every season could follow a different host and go to their mother's country, whether it be Uganda or Japan or Nicaragua or Iceland. Like, it has something in it for everyone, and I really hope that we're able to capture these different types of cultural lenses through women, because oftentimes history has a bit of a habit of erasing women's histories or rewriting it and reframing it within the lens of patriarchy. So this series aims at broadening our scope of what the human experience is. Women make 51% of the human population, and I find it really fascinating that the first time that I learned first novel being written was by a woman was literally 2 weeks ago. So there are certain things that I would study in college, let's say, that I'm not learning about because it wasn't focused on women and women's history unless you specifically took that course. Flying to the moon is another example. We hear all about Neil Armstrong, but we didn't hear about the women, and I still can't name their names, which is unfortunate. So I hope that Motherlands goes global in its representation of women's stories and also women's cultural crafts, from weaving and cooking and things that we've kind of lost pride in and a connection in because we've just been so go-getter with the American dream. Motherlands is a series that is for anybody who wants to know more about a specific country or curious about travel, or people who, you know, kind of miss like an Anthony Bourdain type travel show where it's lighthearted and it's fun and it's exploratory. So it's really for anyone, any age, and it's particularly geared towards, you know, people who want to travel.